Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headlines. Venezuela takes the floor today in the UN. Petróleos de Venezuela will initiate the biggest drilling project in the planet. Venezuela and China expand cooperation in strategic areas. The Venezuelan Foreign Minister Delcy Rodriguez will take the floor today during the third session of the 71st United Nations General Assembly in New York. Rodriguez will be the 8th in the list of speakers during the morning session that begins at 9 local time. The Minister of Foreign Affairs informed that she will submit to the UN the proposals that were presented in the summit of the NAM, which was attended by representatives of the 120 countries of the movement that together contain 55% of the world population. Among the projects that were taken to New York, the minister highlighted the creation of the General Secretariat of the South that aims to coordinate the 120 members of the NAM, the creation of a common fund of the South for development projects, and the implementation of a new international order in the economic, communicational, and informative areas. Yesterday, during her address to the UN Security Council, Rodriguez demanded a peaceful resolution to protect the people of Syria, attacked last weekend by the United States and its allies. An attack mistakenly, according to a communique issued by the US, produced dozens of deaths among Syrian personnel. Rodriguez asked, quote, "For how long will these mistakes keep occurring? The international community cannot continue submitted to lies sold by the power centers through the transnational media," close quote. State oil company Petróleos de Venezuela will initiate in the next days a drilling project of 480 wells in the Orinoco oil belt Hugo Chavez, the largest crude oil reservoir in the planet. The company informed that the project has an investment of $3,230 million and foresees to increase the production in 250,000 barrels per day in the next 30 months. The plan includes the procurement of integral services of construction of platforms, drilling, well completion, and connection for the joint ventures of Petro Carabobo, Petro Victoria, and Petro Independencia located in the oil belt. The project is a result of a global bidding process in which were selected the international companies Schlumberger, Horizontal Well Drillers, and the Venezuelan JV, which also have the support and operative expertise of Halliburton and Baker Hughes in particular activities of the project. Oil Belt has certified crude oil reserves above 299 billion barrels net, which makes them the largest in the planet. The United States government requested to the UN in Geneva the release of a terrorist with a 14-year condemned in a Venezuelan prison. The request was made by Obama's administration during the 33rd session of the Human Rights Council of that organization. The request caused the immediate reaction of the Venezuelan government that demanded to that entity to cease Washington's harassment. The North American nation requests the liberty of Leopoldo López, main activist of Voluntad Popular, a criminal group that operates in Venezuela as a political party. Voluntad Popular caused the death of 43 people and other 800 wounded during the attacks held in 2014 to overthrow President Nicolás Maduro from power.
Venezuela in the news.
Venezuelan Foreign Minister Delcy Rodriguez confirmed that the governments of Venezuela and Russia held a bilateral meeting yesterday in New York in parallel with the 71st United Nations General Assembly. The Venezuelan head of foreign affairs spoke with her Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov, about the political agenda in the Southern Common Market headed by Caracas. Paraguay, Argentina, and Brazil set Venezuela aside of the trade bloc's pro-temporary presidency and activated a special commission to head this organization. Venezuela maintains its position to chair the Mercosur and denounced a plot against the normal function of the group. The Venezuelan Minister of Foreign Affairs, Delcy Rodriguez, met with her Chinese counterpart, Wang Yi, during the alternative activities of the UN General Assembly that took place in New York. Both nations announced the expansion of the bilateral cooperation after the meeting. China and Venezuela maintain more than 400 signed agreements in different political, economic, and social areas. In 1999, only 20 cooperation agreements existed between both nations. Currently, Venezuela is China's fourth destiny for investment in the world, while Beijing is the second trade partner of the Venezuelan government.
News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headline: Venezuela takes the floor today in the UN. Petróleos de Venezuela will initiate the biggest drilling project in the planet. Venezuela and China expand cooperation in strategic areas.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Misión Comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.